So yeah, this is the Vermont Square Library at Vermont Square Park. You feel me? You can look at it and see how old it is. You don't see too many brick buildings like that no more, you know? I used to be out here playing as a young, like a young. You
guys started off as with 42nd Street hustlers over there back in the day, or
yeah, I wasn't. That was before my time though.
Oh, okay.
But you know, that was before me. But yeah, the homies was Foodoo's hustlers, and yeah, we had the Drive boys over there, the homies on 41st Drive, but you know, 40s on that side, the Darc on that side. You know what I'm saying? It all centered around 42nd Place, the ancient block.
When you look at a map and you look at the 40s turf going east to west from, let's say, Crenshaw to Fig, roughly, it's the longest east-west turf in all of Los Angeles County.
I'm gonna keep it real, man, because I'm gonna keep it real, right? We claim that, but if you really think about it and if you count them as one, the 20s is really, you know what I mean? Because 20 Outlaws and Neighborhood 20s, they still one gang, you know what I mean? But yeah, we got for the Crips, yeah, hell yeah. And we the only neighborhoods on Hoover Street.
When you was young, the history could have went different, but the relationship between the guys in your neighborhood and the guys over there in the Phat Deuce Hoovers didn't necessarily go well in them early years.
Yeah, man, it was, you know, they had a style of recruiting that we didn't really take to. Well, I ain't gonna say we, that my big homies didn't really take to. You know what I mean? And, you know? So, homies went another way. Homies went with another influence, and bam, neighborhood. You know, so that's how that go. Let me tell you something. When I was in 2nd grade, we used to hop the gate. First of all, we would plan this a day at school, like, oh, when you get home, you know, get all the pennies you can, because they had the remember sugar straws. Sugar straws used to cost a penny, and I was the only child for like maybe the first 6 years of my life. You know what I'm saying? So I had little penny banks all over the house. You know what I'm saying? My great grandma had one for me. My mama had one for me. My grandmother had one for me. I had thousands of pennies. You feel me? So we would get all these pennies and come back, and at nutrition or early in the morning when you had your yard time in the morning, we would hop the gate, run across Normandy, busy streets, we like 6, you know what I'm saying? Run across Normandy, run to the little candy store right there. I forgot the lady's name, she was cool. And we would buy a bunch of sugar straws. But then when we would come back to school and sell them for 3 cents, a nickel, you know what I mean? And like, that's how far the mind of hustling go back. Like, you wanted to do everything you saw on the block when you was out there. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to see everything you saw. And it was just like second nature. It wasn't nothing that you thought about. It was just what we was doing. Like, I used to gamble playing backgammon at school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what we did. I mean, and this gang shit always been a part of our mentality. That's in the fabric of Los Angeles. I don't care what race you are. Like, you still have that mentality, that group mentality. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at the traditional dress code of Los Angeles, right? Every race dresses the same. We just all wear it a different way. You know what I mean? The same t-shirts, the same jeans, same khakis, same Cortez and All-Stars, you know what I mean? Like, but we all wear it a different way. The 40s is, you know, the youngest O-set on the west side, so all my big homies is rather young, you know what I'm saying, compared to the rest of the Crips. You know what I'm saying? So they wasn't like grown men that I was looking up to, you know what I'm saying? They was teenagers, so they was doing wild shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at niggas coming back and forth from camp before I seen them go to the pen, you know what I'm saying? My big homies, because they ain't that much older than me. So I would say, you know, Big Gooch, you know what I'm saying? Big Ice, you know what I'm saying? He's like not too much older than me, a couple years older than me. So I used to run behind him, you know what I mean? And yeah, But we always had a complex over here about calling anybody your big homie. You know what I'm saying? We got stupid ego, hella ego over here. So, you know what I mean? You gotta be literally, the first homie that I called my big homie was the homie C Money, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? But that's because he kind of took me under his wing on this music shit, you know what I'm saying? So I really saw him as a brother. Everybody else, you know what I'm saying, we would, even though they are your big homie, you know what I'm saying, like now I'm grown, I'm humble, I could easy, what's up big homie, you know what I'm saying? But back then, like, it was like, you call somebody your big homie and another nigga be like, that's your big homie? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, making you feel pressure because you gave that man that respect, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's how much ego we had over here. Because we always testing each other, always pressing each other to, you know what I'm saying? Be the toughest. That's the Los Angeles mind state, though.
I can't help but realize or recognize that XV3 on that rock behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And when you was a youngster, there was no street villains over there. It was pretty much all 18th Street.
Yeah, it was all 18.
I think they was called the King Boulevard.
We had King
Gangsters.
Boulevard, Dukes. They was the Dukes. King Boulevard was the Dukes, and then you had, 42nd Street Dukes. And you had King Boulevard. I don't know what I think they was Locos or something, King Boulevard Locos or something like that. Well, basically we had 18 from like, I'm gonna say from like, it was crazy. Right here on Vermont, they was all right here on Vermont. But when you got to Hoover, it was Locos Thresse right there. On this side of Vermont. On this side of Vernon, right? And then on that side of Vernon, it was all 18. On our side, on the Darc side, right? And then all the way to King. But then right along Menlo and on 43rd Street, you had Street Villain right up in there. Like literally like in the middle of 18 hood. It was just one street of street villains, 2 streets of street villains. You know what I mean? And they held that shit down. All the way to now, to where all that shit is they hood now, you know what I'm saying? For a large part of my life living on 43rd, it was like a fucking 8-foot spelled out 18th Street on the side of my house with a big ass fucking cholo, like a real mural, you know what I'm saying? That shit was there for at least a decade.
Now, did you have to be careful of who you were friends with in terms of these 2 Latino gangs?
Nah, hell nah, that shit ain't got nothing to do with us. You know what I mean? It's always been a separation, just like, in prison, you know what I'm saying? Like, what they do is what they do, and what we do is what we do. We just share a hood. You know what I mean? It's like an invisible cultural line, you know what I mean?
So to this day, there's it's the villains and the dark side there's never really been
good.
any problems.
We good, yeah, them the homies. Yeah, they straight. They actually beef with everybody we beef with. All bushes. I don't want to talk up beef, but you know what I'm saying? They actually beef with all the same people we beef with. So, like, you know what I mean? Just because of proximity, because that's just how it goes sometimes. You know what I mean? When you from a certain area and you don't get along with another area, you like, fuck everything over there.
Let's head to the next spot. Where we going next?
Next, I think we're gonna go to Phat Daddy's, man.
All right, let's go to Phat Daddy.
For sure.
Now, can you talk about that there's not a concrete division between the dark side and the park side in terms of territory? They kind of merge together a little bit?
We call it the arc, man. We call it the arc. You know what I mean? Because we the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We the same. Like, it's 4 sides, but they right here next to us, so we really close with them. You know what I mean? We went to the same schools and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, we got about maybe 3 or 4 different schools in the hood, to go to. Elementaries and junior highs and all that. Coming up in America, like me, I never felt like the country I live in was for me, so why would I join that army? You know what I'm saying? Why would I go fight other people that probably got the same interests as I got when it comes to the United States? You know what I mean? So, like, I remember when I was like 19, I went to the Navy recruit. Like, I was doing something with my moms. We was on Imperial and Crenshaw. And I'm waiting for her to come back to the car, and I'm just like, I had just got out of camp and shit, and I'm just like, man, what the fuck I'm gonna do with my life, you know what I'm saying? I looked up, and I saw the fucking Navy recruiting office, right? So I'm thinking in my head, like, all right, go in here and see what they talking about, man. This might be what I'm supposed to do. But as soon as I walked in there and I saw that black dude sitting right there, I was like, that's gonna be me. Like, hell nah. Like, hell nah. That's working for massa. You know what I'm saying? I was in Camp Gonzales the last time I went to camp. And it wasn't nothing there, man. We didn't have no program. We didn't have nothing to like better us, bro. Because it was the last, Camp Gonzales used to be the last stop before YA. You know what I'm saying? If you mess up there, you going to YA. So it was like, they didn't have no program, no nothing there. And it was just like a dead end. It was like, you was, damn, how am I not supposed to go to YA? You know what I'm saying? Bam, so when I got there, I kind of like raised a lot of hell about not having shit, man. And we ended up getting tutoring programs and stipends and all type of shit, man. I kind of felt like a fucking civil rights leader up in that motherfucker or something. You know what I'm saying? But it was probably just timing, man, because they couldn't get funding for the camps that year. And they was sending us back to court trying to see if we was eligible to go home. But this is Phat Daddy's right here, man. My people own this, man. Right now we in the avenues, man. We at Phat Daddy's. You know what I'm saying? The homegirl opened up this nice little spot. Feel me? So always gotta support, man. Always.
And what do they have here?
She got awesome burgers. Awesome burgers. She do wings, tacos. You know, it's LA, man. She do pastrami's and shit. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think about A1 burgers in the hood?
A1 is legendary. Legendary, baby. And if you ain't never had it, you ain't from the hood. That's real. If you live in the hood, you had to been at Master Burgers. You had to been at A1. You know, if you really, really old school from the Darc, you've been to the snack track. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Those are legendary spots over here. But A1, man, people from all over the city go there. Yeah, tell them all the shit. You know, tell them who you is, you know what I mean?
The business here.
Oh, okay, well, this is Phat Daddy's. This is my business, family owned, 2312 West 2nd Avenue, and on 48th Street. Got the best burgers in LA.
The best burgers.
Try us out. We won't disappoint you.
Oh, and she got the turkey burgers with the turkey bacon, though.
That. And
You know what I
veggie
mean?
burgers, chicken strips, tacos, you name it. Fresh cut
All
fries,
that.
hand patted every day.
You got like vegan food?
Just good. Yeah, we have veggie burgers, sweet potato fries, onion rings. Just good food.
Not just good food.
And how long y'all been here?
We've been here for 2 years. Open May 2017.
What's one of the more popular items that you sell here?
Our Phat Daddy. 2 patties, bacon, eggs, chili cheese on a toasted bun. Get wheat, white, bread, however you like it. My name is Mimi. They call me LL though around here. Grew up right here. This is my city. This is my section. Right here where I'm at. Own my business here, live here. This is where I thrive at.
Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description, and thanks for watching StreetTV.net.